All right, we have Dragon versus Abyss here. Looking at the dragon list right now, it looks like it's a pretty standard ramp dragon list for the most part. It is playing a one of Siegfried. Interesting. They do play the Evo for it. Siegfried's a very interesting card that can kind of like 3-for-1 occasionally against like aggro matchups, basically. But besides that, um, deck looks pretty standard for a ramp list. We got Dragon Oracle, obviously. Waterworm, Symbol of the Waterworm, which is really big. We got eggs in the list as well. Randomly, one of Shapeshifting Mage, along with the one of Siegfried. 3 Knight's Way, which is interesting. I don't know if I would play that card as a 3 of, but it is a pretty powerful card for ramp list usually. Just a free draw every turn, essentially, because you usually have the play points to play off the extra cards whenever. They do play 2 Lightning Blasts. That must be mostly for... It must be for like specifically the Haven matchup and stuff. I mean, Lightning Blast is still a pretty strong card. Otherwise, the deck's pretty standard for the most part. We're just gonna ramp until we get to like looks like Lucifers, Dows, Bahamut's, Genesis Dragons, Fortes, the standard stuff. Pretty standard openings. We got some eggs for Dragon coming out. Developing threats on the board early, really big for Abyss, because Dragon usually has issues with wide boards if they build up too quickly. Dragon Warrior obviously can pretty much deal with this board, so like a Dragon Warrior this turn would be pretty good. What do we have here? Oh, yeah, look like it's Symbol of the Waterworm, just the alt art here. Looks like just gonna put it out early to heal and just have a body on the board here. Another Spark Toy Sergeant. This is pretty big. Getting this big waiting room. This graveyard built pretty quickly is really important for the Abyss deck. Necro Charge. So no ramp from Dragon, which means that this turn normally they'd be able to conflict this board and not really care anymore. But it looks like they do not have the opportunity to. They're going to have to start pinging some of this stuff off. Getting rid of Lesser Mummy here, which is nice. Swing in. At least going to get a heal 1 here from the Sybil at least. Leaving 2 floating, which means they could either be threatening Blazing Breath or Surefire Bullets, depending what's happening here. There's nothing really much else with 2 play points Dragon can ever really threaten here. All right, Marzinski getting rid of the Water Symbol here. We're going to swing in for 4 damage total here.
I'll heal 1 and then kill Marzinski. Craving Splendor. 4 damage. Olivia, I will heal 3. How many cards in your hand?
I have 3 cards.
I'll make you discard 1. No, that's the right choice, but and then say you're good.
Olivia coming down here, helping them a little bit with making them discard, but I guess it does stop them with some options and healing, hopefully to get in to the overflow state so they can start kind of popping off with some of their bigger followers. This is pretty rough for Dragon, just being in a position where you didn't ramp. You got to play this super fair game, but a lot of your cards are, you know, on the higher side of the curve because you expect to usually be a play point ahead.
I'll take 4.
And we end this turn with the same exact board state as last turn.
I draw one. You have eights, you said? And then you do 2, makes that 10. Okay, so Hector is a problem. What can I do about it? Not much. I'll play one for an egg, and then I'll just do 4 damage and do 1 to the again. And then say go.
Dragon here effectively at 9 health. Does Ektar get +1? Oh, it also gives it to the other followers on the board. It not even doesn't happen too often. You have like 2 followers that can immediately start attacking in.
Okay, I'll take 4.
Oh, so I guess they don't have Ektar.
Two. I'll spend 2 and I'll play lesser mummy.
You got it.
Should have Storm here.
Evo.
Gonna go ahead and Evo get in the 4 damage here.
Swing face for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll hit you with the ghost. And
Soul Conversion Ghost, possibly, for the best value.
I will end my turn.
No Soul Conversion. Unfortunate. Couldn't get the maximum value this turn.
I'll heal for 2 and draw 1. I'll heal for 4. Draw 1.
Alright, eggs finally paying off. Hopefully we get into a position we can stabilize here. It's still pretty rough for all this. So yeah, we get the conflict finally clearing up this board. Man, those 2 Spartoid Sergeants got in so much damage this game.
To do here. Hector. That's 5 damage from Hector. If I don't do this, I think I don't have a shot, so I'll just Oracle to ramp. Let's see go.
Opting the ramp to get to 9. Probably looking just to drop Bahama next turn or something like that. Or Genesis Dragon even. Which is still not going to be enough, especially if this board is built up. But it looks like they are not ready unless they have Death's Breath maybe here. Death's Breath here. Get an Ektar back from grave would be pretty nice. Or even if they have enough in grave, which I don't think they do, they could Black Swan to close up the game.
Yep, yep, yep.
Oh, the invincible Spartoid Sergeant coming into play here. Oh, that would have been a really good top deck next turn at the very least. It's unfortunate.
spend 2. I'll pop Grave Desecration.
Okay,
I'll grab another Spartoid Sergeant.
got it.
And I end my turn.
Cards in hand.
I have 2 cards in hand.
I think one of them is Death Trap. Yep, and then you can go lethal next turn. But I'm for sure one of them is Death Trap. If that is the case, I draw 1. Okay. Death Breath, Ektar, Evo, that's 2, 5, 6, 11, 12 damage. Can't beat that. Can't beat 12. Okay, well. Let's just go play this first. Night's Way. I'll tap it to top card into my EX area. It's a Sybil. Puts me at exactly 8. That doesn't do anything. But it's not like I have a choice anyway. Hold on. Now if I don't bullet it away. Or fuck it. If you have it, you have it.
It's time to push up the Sybil anyway. Heal 2, at least. Still kind of within lethal range here. We'll see what happens, though.
Let me in.
Yeah, that's it. I got nothing.
Draw. Spend 2. I'll play Spartoy Sergeant.
Spartoy Sergeant, the Invincible.
There he is.
Hector coming down to the grave, so we got Death Breath here to bring it back.
You got it.
Do we have the lethal here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I think I have to do this part first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 1
Oh
off.
my god, I'm not dead. Oh shit.
One off from the 20 Necro charge for lethal.
It's okay.
There's still a lot of damage.
4, 3, 3.
Okay, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna ghost, swing
Yep.
1. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it. I end my turn.
This is a really rough situation for Dragon. I'm not sure how they come out of this. They just got to kind of like banish the entire board possibly and hopefully don't die in response. A board banish here removing 2 mummies would be pretty big also. But there's still like so many random cards off the top that they could just lose to.
I'll hit you before. And then I'll end the turn healing 2. Go ahead.
All right, staying up with 10 play points, which means they do have the banish card in hand. You just swing here and go, see if you have it. It doesn't really matter, because like if they have an answer, they have an answer. You can't play around it at this point.
Swing for game.
I will lightning blast to banish everything. Well, on your side, not my side.
Right.
This might be what is needed to stabilize here, but I mean, if they have like Odette or something, it's just like over. Or Dust Breath Odette if it's in there. But they only play Odette as a 1-up. We'll see what happens.
I'll play Dial.
Or not Odette, Black Swan. 1 off.
Okay. 3. 3. She has Storm, so
Okay.
I'll swing for game.
Yep. Good game. Oh, not enough mana to do everything. But yeah.
It was a pretty close game. Almost stabilized there by Dragon.